Wacky Dynasty Podcast.
Welcome in to another wacky episode of the Wacky Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, the Big Cheese, joined today with
The little cheese. We got a good one this week.
You think so?
No,
Yeah,
but
neither
week
do
one
I.
is in the books, and we can talk about it.
Yeah. After this week, we're going to go back to our normal every other week schedule. There just isn't enough to talk about. But, week one is fun. And week two coming up, we didn't do our predictions for week two. So we thought we'd give you guys an extra episode this week. So let's get right into it.
Slash.
We're going to start off with a little cheeky week one recap. And before we do that, a real quick question: Fortnite or Call of Duty?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? We've been asked that basically every day by fans of this podcast, and to be honest, I'm not sure I want to give an answer. I feel like it'd be too divisive.
I'm definitely not giving an answer. You never know what's going to happen with this political climate. So let's go into our first matchup: me versus Paul.
Tyreek Hill, though, I wouldn't want him on my fantasy team.
That's not divisive at all, honestly.
You
Week
took
one
him down,
done.
dude. 1-0. Who would have thought?
It only took a Xavier Worthy 0-point outing to get it done.
Emeka Egbuka calling his shot on that last touchdown.
And then Trayvon looked
Marky Mark.
all right. Rome looked all right. Marky Mark sucks. He's really bad. But he's just good enough to be a starting tight end for me. And then other than that, Kyler had a pretty good game against the Saints. Rome caught a touchdown and had 9 targets, 6 receptions from Caleb against the Vikes.
Is Kyler getting benched week 2 for Justin?
He might. Or Drake. Drake may have a good matchup this week too.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't start somebody named Drake, but that's just me.
But you got anything to say about Paul's team? It was a fine performance all around, except Worthy and Pickens. He just didn't have anyone blow up like I did.
Yeah, I mean he's been pretty clear about this is a rebuilding year, so I think he's happy with this loss. But somebody's got to make the playoffs. We have a lot of teams rebuilding.
I wouldn't mind making the playoffs. You never know what happens when you get there.
It's facts. Jalen Warren looks like he's going to be good.
At least for one more
Gainwell.
year. Yeah, I'll watch out for Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, and then that's me in the top right corner. Me for real. The Galaxy Brain moves, and we'll maybe touch on Travis Kelce a little bit later, but I think it is worth noting that he did get super jealous when Taylor Swift brought up Xavier Worthy, and I think.
Did you? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. I think we're maybe going to say the same thing. Like he did it on purpose to take out Worthy.
Yeah, well, he did his little podcast. Us big podcasters like to check in every once in a while on
Should we give him a shout out?
The small fish are doing. But he was like, "Yeah, I tried to hurt him. I need more targets." So kind of a shitty dude.
Yeah, it's just sad. So let's move on here. Zeke, Big L.
I scored more points than most. And I took the L, which is fine because I'm also rebuilding.
That is true. I did check, and I was like top 5 this week in the league in scoring, and I just had 1 more point than you. So,
and you know what, dude? If I don't start that shitty fucking Packer, I would have won.
It's true. He was really shitty, and his team put up a lot of points too.
I should have known. I don't know why I drafted a Packer. I don't know why I have a Packer on my team. I don't even know why I'm talking about him right now because
Agreed. It's pathetic.
And Aaron's
You
team
did
just
have
solid outing. AJ Brown was
both of
pretty
you
doo-doo.
guys. Both you guys had solid outings. You got a couple blow up games from Cook and OJ Mahomes.
Mahomes is back, dude.
Yeah, this may be the year. That defense did not look ready at all. So if they're going
You
to
know who
stink it
else?
up, he's going to throw.
You know who else is back? J.K. Dobbins. I shouldn't have to
How can you
defend
be
him
back?
every year,
How can you be
but
back if you never left?
every year there are haters saying it's not going to work, and he just balls out. So same with Eckler.
Same with Eckler. And over on Aaron's side, Baker, solid outing, 3 touchdowns. I was expecting just a little bit more against the Falcons, but 22 points, can't complain.
He had a bit of a J.J. McCarthy-esque game. Started off, I think he
Sneaky at
had
first.
like one completion in the first quarter.
Crazy.
Not quite as good as JJ, but nobody can be, so can't hold it
No,
against him.
not at all. Other than him, just like, okay, I mean, like you said, AJ Brown, stinky duty. I mean, they won that game, so don't get me wrong. It wasn't like
They just didn't
that.
need him.
Yeah, just didn't use them. They went up big, quick.
Dallas
Actually, no, they
Goddard
didn't.
was eating up
Yeah,
all the targets,
Alex,
and Jalen Hurts would just run. He'd drop back, and the Cowboys would be nowhere in sight. He'd just take off.
fair enough. And I mean, like the rest of his team, pretty good, but nothing spectacular. He pulls out with a dub. He got all the points
If
he
the
needed.
Cowboys, if they had like an elite edge rusher, I think they would have won that game. They should look into trading for one.
An edge rusher would have been huge because maybe you slow down Hurts just a little bit at the beginning. Maybe you can pull out a dub somehow. But
Yeah, maybe like
yeah,
somebody who's like just entering their prime, like the best defender in the league, and you could extend him, lock him up, keep your defense guaranteed to be good, for years to come.
well, did you hear they did get Kenny Clark?
And they were also looking at signing Jadeveon Clowney, but I guess
Nice.
his tryout didn't go very well, so back to
Dude.
square one.
Oh well. I'm sure there's a big name trade target out there. And I think they also somehow acquired like a couple of first round picks, and those could be Pro Bowlers.
Well, those can help them win this year. Their team could be better because of those picks
And
immediately.
they do need to win now because Dak's getting a bit older and that contract is only getting worse. So yeah, they're in the right direction, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
Let's move on here to a little dude perfect versus Ashton Powers. Uh,
Nail biter.
this is a yucky game, but it was really fun to watch at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett's team is pretty booty. Got carried by the best quarterback in the league.
Who, like we
Um,
mentioned, looked really, really bad in the first half. Maybe even the first 3 quarters. I mean, he didn't score a touchdown until the
it
fourth.
was the first 3 quarters, but
But the Bears suck, and so it didn't
he's got
matter.
that dog in him. That is an actual picture on the right there of when JJ and Caleb found out that Garrett would be starting JJ McCarthy this week.
Over him.
Yeah,
And it just makes you think, Caleb Williams and his team really wanted to come to the Vikings. I feel bad for the kid, honestly, but
yeah. Well,
he
not
walked
everybody
because
can.
he could fly.
Basically half the league would rather be playing for the Vikings, but there's only so many spots.
It's unfortunate. Let's get talking about this fantasy matchup, though. Ian's quarterback ran in 2 touchdowns, still only scored 24 points. That's kind of crazy.
Here's the only thing I really need to say about this matchup. Adam Thielen, what are we doing here, Garrett? De'Avion Sanders?
Garrett made some
He
questionable
had
decisions, to say the least.
DK Metcalf is on his bench right here and would have won him the game. But I'm guessing he wants to lose. But I think he, I don't think he was actively tanking here. I think
I
he
think
just was
Garrett, in
a,
his
a
mind,
Thielen
thought that this was the
believer,
best move.
and Thielen showed out. He had one target, one drop, got a 2-point conversion.
His only points.
Yeah,
Very, very questionable decision from the man. And the Sanders start was also questionable. He does have Hawkinson, so
I mean, I think
was,
Jatavion might have outscored Hawkinson last week. So
so maybe that was the right start. Still a weird start to say the least, but I guess it
Garrett
worked out.
he sees things that we don't, and just knows. He knows, He knew he could put up the most points he could without winning this week, and that's what he did.
Congratulations to Garrett and Ian. Congratulations to you. I know you were sweating that last one out. That Aaron Jones touchdown was huge for you. And man, this was a stinky game all around. Hey, Brees Hall looks good though. That's something.
Yeah. Kelsey caught a touchdown.
If he didn't, that game looks terrible because he had 47 yards. That touchdown was like 30. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it was rough.
and that was without their top two wide receivers too. Let's not forget that either.
And Mahomes balled out.
And Mahomes balled out. All right, we're gonna move on to the game of the week: Chris versus Tim, the Josh Allens versus the Catch the Energy, and yeah, poor outing from Chris. Burrow and Chase, yucky.
Yeah, the second best wide receiver in the league couldn't get it done week 1. He said he was open. He's always fucking open, but clearly that wasn't the case.
The
And
Browns had his number.
I mean, going against Josh Allen is just a nightmare.
Never want to see it.
It's scarier than Sinners.
Huh. And then Brock got hurt during the game. They think he's going to be all right, but I haven't heard anything since. So we'll see about that. Monitor it. Drake London looking like he's going to miss next week. Neighbors, please put in Jameis or Jackson, anyone other than Ross, please.
Do you see Dave All went to the ownership and requested to have Jackson Dart be the starter, and they said no?
That's so sad. I mean, when you got Ross, you got to start him. He's dangerous.
Yeah, unlimited, Mr. Unlimited.
And then on Tim's side, as we already said, Josh Allen going for his second MVP. Saquon just doing Saquon things.
Yeah,
Derrick
his
Henry.
receivers absolutely shit the bed, but it doesn't matter when you have arguably the 2 best running backs in the NFL.
A third
And
really
another
good
really
one.
good one.
And the best quarterback.
Second best.
Second best. Yeah, behind JJ. But yeah, his wide receivers combined for, it looks like less than 15 points. Or no, I'm sorry, less than 17 points. Did I get that right? Somewhere around there. 17, 18-ish points from 3 wide receivers in a PPR. That's pretty terrible. But it doesn't matter. You still put up like top numbers in the league. I think this is like the 3rd highest scoring team of the week. So
Yeah, and Njoku with 6.7, he's his job might be in jeopardy from Harold, Big Harold.
Big Harold. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Joe Flacco loves his tight ends.
Yeah, he does.
All right, moving on to the cousin matchup. Zach versus Cade. And this was a good matchup too. A high scoring week from both teams. Cade's team just unfortunately doing a little bit better. I mean, hard to compete with Bijan when he has 6 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Bijan, Puka, both traded to him by Tim.
Could you imagine?
Both some of the best players at their position, both very young.
Garrett
CD
Wilson
had
traded
maybe the
by me
worst. He had the worst 18-point game I've ever seen.
Pacheco
And
looks washed. Kittle's
poor
out.
George. Poor George.
Poor George. On Zach's side, Gibbs might have the worst 15-point game I've ever seen. 9 carries for 19 yards and 10 receptions for 30
His
yards.
absolute best Alvin Kamara impression.
Exactly. He was going for it.
Now, I gave you some shit on the last podcast for that Jahmyr Gibbs trade. Looking pretty good after 1 week.
Yeah, it's after 1 week, so we'll give it a little more time than that. But I guess I'm glad it's how it started. Gibbs will be a lot better. I think the Packers defense is pretty good.
I wouldn't say that.
Fair enough. Tracy stinks.
Yeah, it should be Scatterbo time.
Should be anytime soon. And I mean, hey, Zach's got other running back options. Nick Chubb,
ETN had a great game.
ETN is out there, yeah. And they just traded his backup, so
Yeah, and
just him and Newton.
some stinky games from Tyrone and T, but otherwise, pretty solid across the board. Just nobody popping off.
Yeah, and it was a solid week for Zach. A lot better than both of us. So just unfortunate matchup going against Cade, who drops 140. Most points in a
Oh.
loss, I believe, goes to Zach. So sorry, Zach, and congrats, Cade, on the big win. Moving on here. We got some week 1 waiver wire. Is there really anyone to talk about here?
Oh, absolutely. Calvin Austin is available if anybody wants him. He had a huge week 1, wide receiver 2 for Hall of Fame quarterback. Is that a piss emoji mascot? That's pretty cool.
Because the free agents were not very good this week.
Yeah, Chig is probably not going to be on my roster for very long. Kareem Hunt. It's Kareem Hunt. Not much to talk about there. Kayshon Boutte.
Because he has Pacheco.
Boutte could emerge. He's young.
We'll see. Yeah,
And
Drake May keeps doing good.
Daniel Jones, I like that pickup.
Zach
Jake
needs a
Tongues.
defensive quarterback.
I don't really like that pickup, but he is better than Amari Cooper, so moving up.
I'm moving on. I don't want to look at this. So we're not doing the guillotine anymore, and a lot of the league is asking, "Yo, how are the noobs doing?" So I thought we could do like a little noobs update here. Let's play this audio. So we took on the Krabby Patties. This is a standard league. No partial points. Is there anything else? Your defense can't lose points; they can only gain points.
Same with
Is there anything
kickers.
else weird? Same with kickers. Yeah, they can't go negative.
The only other weird thing is that the Noobs are defending champions, 2-time champions, and we're making a beeline for our third with this 94-point week 1.
Yeah, one of the highest of the week in the league, and it was a bad week for us too.
Multiple players scoring 2 or fewer points. Doesn't matter when you have Lamar Jackson.
You will come to find that that's very common in this league. Very common.
And of course, Will the Thrill Reichard, one of the best athletes in the NFL.
Came in so clutch. We were tied 85-85 going into Monday night. Will versus Colston, and Will destroyed him. Made him his little bitch, just like the Vikings made the Bears their bitch. And on the other side, we got the Chili's league. Oh, did you want to say something about our game?
No, I was going to introduce Chili's as Paul's team. You can see it's not as good as our team,
You can
but
clearly see that.
he did also get a win. So congrats. Brandon Aubrey, not as good as Will record, but he scored more this week. Kind of a fluke.
Very much a fluke. And he defeats Turd Ferguson there.
Yeah,
So
you brought up
congrats,
an
Paul.
interesting point before this podcast. Turd Ferguson starting 3 Cleveland Browns.
That's usually a recipe for disaster. And it was. Don't know if we need to say anything else about the Turd Fergusons. That's so yucky. Moving on here, we got some trades. Monopoly Law and Order.
Great game.
This was the only trade.
Yeah,
The
it's kind of a yearly tradition at this point.
the
These,
obligatory Cade and Tim swap of seconds.
these two are both contenders. They're both going to be in the playoffs. They've probably traded the like seventh pick of the second round for the 8th pick of the second round or something like that. I doubt either of them have a higher pick than that.
We'll see.
But
This is for next year, so something could
you
happen.
know, true. Both betting on themselves.
This trade gets this.
Nice.
Should we move on?
These nuts. Got him!
Yeah.
Moving on to the power rankings here. I just want to lament on this.
The Magic Man, Aaron Rodgers.
This is what the power rankings look after 1 week.
Dude, I'm moving up. 6th in overall rank. Come on.
Yeah, dude, you're leaving me behind. It's a little sad.
I love it. I still don't understand how I'm number 2 in draft rank. I have 3 firsts next year. But
Can't compete with Chris.
yeah, I guess Chris just needs to be number 1 at everything. So
Number
his
1 in
number
starter,
his,
number 1 overall, number 1 in tight end, number 1 in draft, number 2 in running
starting
back.
wide receivers are Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase, Brian Thomas Jr., and Drake London, and he is 7th in wide receiver rank. Chris, you need some depth. If you want Keenan Allen, hit me up.
Chris, if you want Mooney or Demario Douglas or Chris Olave, hit me up. I'm number 3 in wide receivers. Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't think much has changed. Maybe the contender tiers. We got 3 contenders, sorry. A couple of frauds,
Was
couple of
Garrett a fraud
rebuilders.
last time, or was he rebuilding?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
And technically, he's moving up. If he's a
Yeah,
fraud, I guess.
I guess so. I'm rebuilding. Paul, Aaron, and Zach are frisky.
And look at Tim down there, the sole contender who 10th in draft rank.
It's really hurting his overall rank, but his starter rank is 3. So I don't think he's complaining too much.
Looks a lot like my team the first few years, and goes downhill quick.
Moving on here, we got some week 2 and 3 predictions for you for these upcoming matchups. So last week, average, we both went 3-2. Our guest Dave stunk the bed and went 2-3. What a loser! And
Facts.
now, me v Chris, week 2. We both got Chris. I think that's obvious.
Both got Tim. We do disagree on this Ian Paul matchup.
It's gonna be a good matchup. Honestly, it could go either way.
It could. Ian needs this win a lot more. I think he wants this win a lot more.
I would totally agree with that. The question is, will Paul do the Garrett and throw this week? We'll find out.
Yeah, and KB Aaron, contender versus contender, I guess.
You picked
But
Aaron there. Risky.
I did. Yeah, I wanted to switch it up. I think Aaron's team is good. He could pop off at any time.
You never know in this league. Something wacky can always happen. Moving on to week 3 there. We both got me ahead of Garrett. We both got Kate ahead of you. Sad.
That is a huge, huge matchup. That's like Bills Ravens. At
Me and
least for
Garrett, or
Garrett.
you? Yeah, that is Bills Ravens. That's going to be an absolute shootout. JJ versus Kyler or Herbert.
Yeah, we only
Okay.
disagreed on one of these matchups, and it's Zach v. Ian. Two
Yeah, I
teams,
wanted to go a little wacky.
maybe not in the same contender group as some of the top teams, but both good, both playoff likely.
For sure, Ian is up in the air. Zach's wide receivers are too good to not be in, like, unless they all get injured.
And if ETN is the real deal, he's got two elite running backs now.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We both
Zach's
picked
running
Tim
back
over.
struggles have long been documented on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's been struggling at that position, but this year it looks like things are about to turn around.
We both picked Tim over Paul. We both picked Chris over Aaron.
Pretty obvious picks there.
And with that, that's the end of the podcast. Do you have any final remarks before we head out for this week?
It's Thursday morning. We're recording this right now, and football game on tonight.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's going to really watch it.
But yeah, it's kind of like a really good team against kind of a gross, shitty team. But I just want to show my support for the Commanders. Wish them luck.
Me too. And I don't think there's a better way than to go to the next slide.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for the next edition of the Wacky Dynasty Podcast, and let's send them out with some epic music.
If you don't know, you need to ask about us. Think we're gonna lose? Well, I can't believe you doubt us. Had the whole crowd screaming out, "We want Dallas!" Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we? Burgundy and gold. We rock that. Our offense, you can't stop that.